First of all, Andy, after 3 years with the club's academy, did you feel this was the natural next step in your coaching career?
Well, it obviously is in terms of progression, but I've got to say, I've mentioned it before, I love my 3 years at the academy. Worked with some fantastic people, learnt loads and loads of stuff, and I hopefully helped some really good young players coming through. So yeah, great obviously to come back to a club that I know really well, obviously 3 years ago. And we've had some really great times over the last 3 years. We've done really well in the Premier League Cup a couple of years ago, and this year obviously a lot of young players made their debuts and had a real impact on the first team. So some really positive outcomes that have come from the academy. But yeah, for me, the opportunity was there to step up to first team coach, and I spoke to Gaffer, I spoke to Peter, I spoke to Tan, and all them people sort of were welcoming to me, and it was an opportunity that I couldn't turn down.
How did you feel you developed during your time with the academy?
I think as a coach, I think you're always developing. I think you have to learn to work with different people, which is always a challenge, but a skill that you need. Working with different age groups. Obviously at Scunthorpe I worked with all age groups from first team to 23s to 18s. So coming back here, working with predominantly the 23s, but obviously seeing the young sort of scholars coming through as well. So sort of recognising and the different styles and types and techniques of coaching and ways of dealing with people, really, because I think that's a really important sort of attribute as a coach, whether that be first team players or really young players. They're all different. They all have real strengths, they all have different weaknesses, and it's about identifying that and really helping them, because I see that as a role of any coach, of helping individuals progress. And if you do that, hopefully you see the outcomes both on and off the pitch.
Given your knowledge of the academy, how hopeful are you that you can help young players become first team regulars? Yeah,
well, that'll be part of my role here. Obviously, you look at training today. In the last week, there's been a number of 23s sort of had a week up here with us, and it's my job, and Pete and the gaffer and Baz and all the other staff are great at welcoming them, because it's not easy being a young player and coming into a different environment. It's not as if they're here all the time. So when they step through them gates, it's about obviously helping them understand the standards that are required, but also understanding what then might not be quite comfortable at, whether that be asking for a bit of kit or time to have your breakfast, little things like that. I've had them experiences which help me as a player, sort of help me as a coach to understand the things that are demanded of them, but things that they're not quite sure about. And as you say, if we can help them develop both on and off the pitch, we'll all know as a club we'll be in a better place.
As well as the 3 years in the academy here, you had 6 years at Scunthorpe. What are the main qualities you feel you bring to the coaching setup here?
Well, again, I hope I'm developing. I hope I've developed. As you say, you never stop developing as a coach. I think I've learned. I've had some really good, positive times, but I've had some tough times as well. And I'm a believer that you only learn when you have sort of bad times, and you sort of understand why they were bad, and you sort of learn how to develop and what you could have done next time. So all them things I think I've been through. All experiences are good experiences long term. You might not see it at the time, but and again, I'll learn from Peter, from the gaffer, from Baz, from Tan, from everyone around. But I'll be here to, as you say, demand standards of people both on and off the pitch, and hopefully get to know them to get the best outcomes from that individual. Because, like I said earlier, if you can get the best out of every individual, we all know that through the course of a season you need everybody, and that time nobody knows when it'll come, but when they're ready and they're feeling good about themselves, as you say, you never know what they can achieve.
How would you describe your coaching style?
I think I've changed. I think the way sort of football's developing, the way coaching's developing from younger ages, I think you have to gone are the old school days if you want to like it. I think some old school methods need to be sort of instilled, and timekeeping, respect, all them things. But I think it's a bit more about understanding the individual now, understanding the way they learn. It used to be, this is how we do it, that's how it's going to work. I think about especially working with young players, it's talking to them, it's showing them, it's doing it on the pitch, it's in analysis, all them things. And when you work out all of them, it's amazing that one individual go bang, I get what you mean now. And I've probably developed that as a coach going out through the years, and it's sort of identifying who needs what. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As you say, I think we've got a fantastic group of staff, fantastic group of players that are willing to work hard every day, willing to learn. So yeah, and I'm included in that. I want to get better. I want to help people, and yeah, I'll be watching how other people do stuff so I can develop as well.
What aspect of coaching do you most enjoy?
All of it. I think, and when you see not young players, all players develop. I remember being a 34-year-old on this training pitch with one coach, learning loads and the way he did things. So, both on and off the pitch. So, when you see outcomes on a Saturday afternoon or 23s Monday afternoon or Monday night, whenever it may be, when you see them details that everybody's worked hard, and I mean everybody, as to put into the individual, and you go bang, that light switch has just been turned on, and they sort of can go to perform to the max. I think that's, as a coach, that's the biggest buzz that you can get.
Can you explain the dynamic between you and the other coaches?
Well, again, it's early days yet. The one thing I will say is that all the coaches and all the staff, because as you say, we're all as one here, have been very welcoming to me, which I appreciate. Again, that helps you sort of adapt to a role and sort of feel comfortable in a role. The gaffer's really good in terms of asking questions and Pete and Baz, and as a coaching team we sort of really challenge each other, which I feel comfortable at doing, which is not always easy. So that's credit to them guys to make a new member of staff feel that way. So yeah, really positive times ahead, I believe.
It's 9 years since you last played for Hull City. How exciting is it to be involved in the senior setup again?
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. When I left, was it 9 years ago when I left? Obviously, you just asked that question, but I wanted to go and experience different things away from me. I played here for 10 years and had fantastic times, and I had an opportunity to stay here, sort of on the coaching side. But I wanted to sort of go away, learn my trade in a different environment. Learning different setups from younger age groups to first team, and I was there for 6 years at Scunthorpe, and I believe I developed a lot. I had some good experience and bad experiences, like I explained. So I believe I'm a lot better person and coach now than what I was then, and I felt it was right to come back as a 23s coach when I got the opportunity. And as you said earlier, I've been given a fantastic opportunity to work with good people and a really exciting opportunity for everybody at the club.
The academy is about development, first team is about results. Is that one aspect of the role you're looking forward to?
Absolutely, yeah. On a Saturday afternoon, we know that what the outcome has to be, but I still believe that you're developing individuals to help the outcome. You don't just get the outcome without the development, and that's a big belief of mine. Like I say, whether you're 35 as a player, an old player, or whether you're 16, 17, 18, just coming to, you're always developing, and the more you develop, both on and on the pitch, like I say, the more you're going to get outcomes on a Saturday afternoon and Monday night for the 23s. That's a big believer in me, and like I said, as I've said numerous times, when something doesn't go your way, are you going to learn? Are you going to develop? Are you going to find solutions the next time? And that's our job. So yes, winning is important, but developing to win is also important, and that doesn't stop whether you're working with young players or first team players. That's my belief.
And finally, the owner is very ambitious. You've achieved a lot of success in your career, 4 promotions here, including 2 from this level. What does it take to be successful in the Championship?
Resilience. Everybody sticking together when things are going well, when things are going bad, when things are going indifferent, because the reality of a Championship season, both my promotions, we had ups and downs, we had games when we didn't win, we had runs when we didn't win. But I think the real quality and the real detail is sticking together, developing, understanding what went wrong, helping develop to understand how to get it right. And if you do that over the course of 46 games, my belief is that you all come out on a positive outcome, and it's understanding that we have to stick together, because nothing runs smooth in football. You look at Forest through the course of the season this year, they had started incredibly terribly, but everybody goes through a bad run. As you say, there was the two promotions we had. I think the first promotion in 2008 at Christmas, we were probably in the bottom half, but everything was building, everything was developing, and then bang, when that light switch turned on, you're ready to go. And that's through the course of the season. That just doesn't start in the middle. I'm passionate about that you stick together from top to bottom, and as you say, if you work hard, you get your rewards, and it's a long season, the Championship. And on the 6th of May, that's when you hope you get your positive outcomes.